All right, let's talk about the 4th degree black belt program, which is reading opponents at the highest level possible. Can you read this guy right here? Now that's the way to act when you're involved in a pot. He's not moving a muscle. He's not moving his hands, his eyes, his mouth, nothing. Okay, that's the way to act when you're involved in a pot, okay? As far as getting some simplistic, basic level tells, Joe Navarro, who's been at Camp Hellmuth a few times and has a book out right now, I mean, he can help you a lot. You know, people tend to lean in when they've hit the flop. They tend to lean back when they've missed the flop. One of the things that I can give you a great tip right here, right now, is when you are very, very weak, do the steeple. It's impossible almost to do this and be weak. Most people, if they try to do this and they're weak, they start moving with their mouth like this. You know, they're always moving their mouth, something like this, because it's so hard for someone to be weak and do that. Now, I'm a professional. I tested this. So I went out and I bluffed 10 pots in a row at the Bicycle Club. I won the first 9 every time I went like this, because I'm sending a signal to other people's brains that I'm strong. This is a nice move, and only the people that have watched this program, this white to black belt program, will know about that move. The higher you rise in the poker world, the more it is all about your own instincts. Joe Navarro can help you a lot, but at some point, it's about your instincts. You have to be able to say, I know he was bluffing. I know you were bluffing. I knew she was bluffing. You have to know, you know, and in order to know, there's a whole picture involved here. Mike Matusow, he's a terrific at reading people. What he does is he reads their hand movements. How do they throw in their bet? Do they do it like this? Do they do it like this? Do they push the chips in? I mean, there's a million little hand movements that people move. Do they go like this afterwards? Do they go like this? We know that's a tell of strength. You know, what do they do? How do they move their hands? That's what Mike does. He's devised a whole strategy on reading people just by watching their hands. I read the whole picture. I like to look at the board, look at the player. Why is he betting as much as he's betting? Is he trying to bluff me? What's happening with his eyes, if I can see his eyes, or his mouth, if I can see his mouth? Is he going like this? Is he stone still like this, like a Phil Hellmuth? And if he is stone still, why is he stone still? Is he bluffing? Does he not want me to read his bluff? Or is he super strong? Does he not want me to read? You know, when they go into that little crouch, they're either super strong or super weak. So it's a matter of figuring out what, because they're trying to hide something. So, and do they talk? Oh my God. The number of amateurs and even professional players that have told me their exact hand through talking. They didn't tell me their hand, don't misunderstand me. They're just trying to talk and act a certain way. But I see right through that so quickly. I love it when people talk to me when they're bluffing. I love it when people talk to me when they're strong. And so what you have to do is develop your own instincts. You have to be able to sit down and play and make decisions for all of your chips. Is now the time to make the stand, or should I make a stand later? You're going to see 2 hand of the weeks right after this download that are going to tell you about 2 huge stands that I made last month in 2006 at the World Poker Tour Championship event for all my chips. Why? I don't know. Something in my head, my instincts. I went with my instincts. If my instincts are on, they separate me from the other great players. If my instincts are off, they also separate me from the other great players. Not in the direction I want. And that's why winning No Limit Hold'em tournaments at the highest level is all about instincts. How much can you improve? Everyone can improve. I mean, you read books about star qualities, this and that. Daniel Goleman's book, you know, he says you can improve. I mean, just go ahead. You can see it. It's right there in his book on star qualities. I know that everyone can improve. Can everyone get to this level? I'm not sure. But you all at home watching this can improve your reading abilities. How? Maybe watch a little bit on television. Even more importantly, when you're in the moment, when you're in the heat, when you're at the table, look across the table at your opponent. And you know what? Make sure you have some friendships struck up with people and ask them what they had later. Say, you know what? I'm really interested in what you had. I thought you had this, you know? And you can ask me about a hand too, by the way. And you might pick up a little bit on him and he might pick up a little bit on you, but you know what? You're both learning how to read players better. So, you know, learning how to read people and moving to the next level, a lot of that has to do with reading the players in the heat of the moment at your table. Or maybe if you know a hand is going to be called down because you can see this other guy's calling, an elephant's calling. You know that this hand's going to get called down. So you just in your mind guess, I think he has ace-queen. And when he flips up the ace-queen, you know you're learning fast.